Hello and welcome. This is DCS World of Combat. My name is Maximus and this is the F-18C Hornet training. Let's jump into it. I'm going to start with the introduction through the basic controls. This is the briefing. Gives you the information. A lot of times it gives you TACAN stations and things like that. This is just a flight maneuvers thing, so we're not going to worry about any of that. We'll just see what they got to tell us. They'll actually walk us through by briefing us on this briefing up here as soon as I hit the fly button. Alright, here we go.
Hello and welcome to this training course on the A-18C Hornet. These interactive training lessons are a supplement to the manual and will provide a hands-on means of learning this aircraft. Whilst learning the Hornet may seem a daunting task at first, these lessons are broken down into small chunks to allow you to better absorb the material. Before we start the first lesson though, I wanted to take a few moments to review some of the basic instruments and basic laws of flying an aircraft like the Hornet. I currently have the aircraft paused. Press spacebar to continue.
Okay, sorry I just put in a course in there for one of the bases. Anyway, I'm going to hit pause and we'll continue on. This is just a flying mission.
For basic flight maneuvers, your most important instrument will be the heads-up display, or HUD. The HUD consists of two glass panels that are used to display projected information. The HUD is located between the top of the instrument panel and the canopy bow. Let's talk about its most important information. Horizontally along the top of the HUD is the heading tape with the heading marker in the center. The marker in relation to the tape indicates your current heading. The boxed number on the left side of the HUD is your calibrated airspeed, and the box on the right side is your barometric or radar altitude. Above the altitude box is your vertical velocity. In the center of the HUD is the pitch ladder that indicates your positive or negative pitch angle to the horizon line. In the center of the pitch ladder is the velocity vector, that when uncaged shows the flight vector of your aircraft when it's not flashing. In other words, you will fly to the point your velocity vector is on, unless it is flashing. Along the left side of the HUD is a data block of 4 values. The top is your angle of attack. Below that is your airspeed as Mach. Next is current G. And at the bottom is the peak G. Along the bottom of the HUD is a bank angle indicator. Press spacebar to continue. There are 3 primary controls that you will use to fly the Hornet. These are the control stick, throttles, and rudder pedals. The control stick controls pitch and roll. Push and pull back on the stick to lower and raise the nose of the aircraft. If thrust is constant though, you lose speed as you climb and gain speed as you dive. To roll the aircraft, push the stick to the left or right. By rolling the aircraft and then pulling back on the stick, you turn the aircraft. To control thrust, you use the left and right engine throttles. When you select the maximum throttle setting, the afterburners are selected. While these provide great thrust, they also consume fuel quickly. To move the nose of your aircraft laterally side to side, use left and right rudder pedals. You will also use the rudder pedals to steer the aircraft when you taxi using nose wheel steering. Press spacebar to continue. Ahead of you is a series of gates that you will fly through to practice flying the Hornet. A few things to keep in mind. First, try to keep your airspeed between 250 and 400 knots. Second, be careful to not over-control the aircraft with large, rapid control movements. Use smooth control inputs. Third, Fly the aircraft to place the velocity vector on the HUD in the center of the next gate. Fourth, the faster you are, the wider your turns will be. Avoid getting too fast so you can make the turn to the next gate. Press spacebar when you are ready to start.
Alright, here we go.
While we strongly recommend a joystick, you can also fly the Hornet with a keyboard using pitch, up and down arrows, roll, left and right arrows, thrust, page up and page down, yaw, X and Y. At any point of a lesson, you can press the pause key. This can be useful if you need more time to read the text or step away.
Or go take a deuce.
To look around the cockpit, you can use the keyboard. View up, keypad 8, view down, keypad 2, view left, keypad 4, view right, keypad 6, zoom in, keypad asterisk, zoom out, keypad /. There are several view options to view the world outside your cockpit. External of your aircraft and other aircraft, F2. Flyby of your aircraft, F3. F1.
Pretty snazzy, eh?
You can also move your view to other entities in this lesson. Other aircraft, F2, ground units, F7, ships, F9, cycle through airfields, F11, the map, F10.
Good to know, you know? F2 is used cool. Sorry, just being goofy. go to sleep. Good stuff coming. I'm going to try to land this thing. I think there's a runway at the end of this path. Kind of like following the process to land on an aircraft now. 350 knots in the turns. Hopefully we can slow it down to about 250. I'll set it into idle.
Altitude. Altitude.
Once I get lined up, I'll start shutting her down a little bit. A little far out, but I got the gear. And tow hook. Past this next ring, and then we'll put the gear down. but hopefully this should still end it. Just gotta fly through them all, so gotta get through that. Technically that landing when I did the nose over would have, like, put the thing into an FAA out mode. Like, you're out!
This concludes this lesson. You can keep flying or press escape to end this lesson.
Alright, full throttle after.
Altitude. Altitude.
The location I was showing you on the map is represented by that triangle and that dash. That's kind of like a straight line path to the location. So we're going to fly to that location. I'm going to drop the speed down to about 350. Zoom in. I wish it was a little easier to do. It's okay in VR, except the clarity's better on the desktop mode. There's a runway. Bitty, 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 bitty. That's how you land. Applying a little bit of brakes to see if I can stop this thing. Probably burnt my brakes out. The last thing I was like stomping on. Stop! Stop! And that pretty much concludes this little mission here. So, thanks for flying with me. I'll put more of these training lessons up. That way you can see them. In case you haven't got DCS World Combat, grab it and get you a couple aircraft. It comes with a couple of freebies, but most people prefer the aircraft like, you know, the F-18, the F-16, A-10, F-14 Tomcats, made famous by the old Top Gun. And with the new Top Gun 2 movie coming out, the F-18s are going to get really hot real quick. Anyway, folks, have fun. Talk to you later. Let's see if I can't pull this on into a little area here. Cheers.